Okay, so today I'm going to be experimenting with making sauerkraut. And this is my first time doing it, so I'm going to keep it really simple. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to weigh the cabbage, and then for the salt I'm going to add 2% of the weight of the cabbage. Let's get chopping. And as I mentioned, this is completely an experiment. I've never tried doing this before. So we have 704 grams of cabbage, and 2% salt is going to be 14.08 grams. This is 14.8 grams. And what we're going to do next is just squeeze the cabbage and mix in the salt. And we're going to do this for about 5 minutes. And get as much liquid as we can out of the cabbage. So that's what the cabbage looks like now. And as you can see, I've released as much liquid as I can. It is time to get it into the jar, and that's what I'm going to be using today. Let's see if I can get it in the jar without making a mess. Alright, so let's get the cabbage in there. Next, I'm going to use this sparker to get the cabbage pushed all the way in and make sure everything stays under that brine. So that's what that looks like. Just need to make sure we get everything inside. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything around. You want to make sure everything is under the liquid. So the next step is to get the lid on the jar, and some people complain that the lid sticks on after a while and it's difficult to open. So I'm going to use that just to make sure I can open the jar without too much trouble. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to get as much of the air out as I can. I'm sure that's going to work very well with the coffee filter in there. Now, let's try it without and see if it makes a difference. Get it tight. Oh. It does make a difference. So we're going to start without the coffee filter. I'm just trying to get as much air out as I can. And we're going to let this ferment for about 2 weeks. And I'll check it. Maybe after the first week I'll taste it. Alright. It feels like we have most of the air out. Oh, now you can really feel the difference after several tries. All right, that's all set. So I almost forgot the last step before we put the lid on. We need to make sure that we weight down the cabbage. And what I am going to do first is I have made this. Let's see if I can get it in. All right. So make sure that the cabbage is covered so it stays below the liquid. And then I'm going to put in the weight. To hold it down in place. And now we can get the cover on. And I'm going to check this in about a week. I'm going to get out as much liquid, sorry, as much air, not liquid. As much air as I can. All right, and we'll see you in a week.